And so the Browns make E1 officially as both Adam Schefter, Tom Pelissero, Peter Schrager. They've all come in at the same time and saying that Joe Flacco has been benched. The fans all got what they wanted. Dillon Gabriel is going to make the start on a very, very weird travel week, a road game in London, a very early start time, and with the revolving door on the offensive line. Dillon Gabriel, next man up. We wondered if Joe Flacco was going to be able to stem the tide, at least for the gauntlet of the regular season. Instead, just 4 weeks in, entering week 5, they're making the move already to Dillon Gabriel. Don't forget, you are going to be able to hear from Kevin Stefanski firsthand today, 10:25, so just short of 2 hours. But I would tune it in for the start of what normally would be Baskin and Phelps. Mm-hmm. Have it ready. Mennigan will be He's as ready. Well. And, in case they start speaking early, but we will get definitively from the head coach. But all the reporting is that Dillon Gabriel is now the starting quarterback of your Cleveland Browns. We don't know for how long, and we don't know who the backup is right now. And by the way, that question was Mary Joe Flacco.
Mary Kay asked that question on Monday, too. He didn't have an answer for it, just like he didn't have an answer for who the starting quarterback was. Again, I ask you, why didn't they just tell us this on Monday? Why couldn't they have just leaned into it? You've created more drama.
Browns have tweeted it out as well.
Yeah, you've created more drama than you needed to, unless you were looking to try to take some of the luster off the baseball series that's going on in town. I would hope that they wouldn't make their moves based on what else is going on in town. But again, if you're going to do it, just announce it on Monday. So the question I have is, how difficult of a decision was this for them that they weren't willing to say it on Monday? Were they debating it? Were they arguing the fact that maybe Joe should be starting? And now I just hope, if you're going to move forward, move forward. I can't wait to hear who the emergency quarterback is going to be. I'm assuming it's going to be Shedeur Sanders, but we shall see.
All right, Cameron Wolfe, national NFL reporter for the NFL Network, says that Joe Flacco will be the backup. Shedeur Sanders is QB3. That is as of now. We'll see if that is likely to change. Obviously, if something were to happen to Dillon Gabriel, I think very early on, I thought there was no chance. If that was going to be the scenario, there was no chance they were going to go to Shedeur there.
As the number 2 this week?
As the number 2.
Yeah, so I wouldn't do it.
I know there's been a thought that once you go away from Flacco, there's no going back.
That doesn't matter who he is. My number 3 quarterback for the first 3 weeks of the season isn't going to be my backup going into this game if you're moving a rookie up. It has nothing to do with who he is. It's the position and his ability. Well, I guess it has something to do with, but you just don't want to put him in that spot either.
I'll be curious to see how. I know you've been making jokes about the tenor of these press conferences, but today, there are going to be a lot of pointed questions about why you think this is the right time.
You're going to get a ton of short answers.
It wasn't as if Flacco, I thought, was way worse in the previous games than he was last week. But there does come a time where you answer to the locker room, and I wonder how the locker room is feeling, and maybe. Locker room's got a lot of different voices, a lot of different demographics, a lot of different ages.
It's harder in a football locker room than anywhere else.
Much
you just got
harder.
Too many people in there. Yeah.
Do you think they are unified right now in that locker room? This is very early in the season to make a quarterback change, especially to a rookie that was drafted in the 3rd round.
If you're on defense, are you unified? No, you're just extremely upset. There's other words I'd use, but I'm not. If I'm playing defense for the Browns right now, I'm like, okay, let's see what else we can do. Let's go, because we are now 1-3, and we have played 4 games. And I'll even give you the Ravens game, because the 41 shouldn't have gone against the defense. Mm-hmm. What was there, 21 points that they shouldn't have given up? If I'm the defense, I'm happy about this move, because somehow, some way, maybe the offense can try to get a little bit closer to 20 points. This offense has scored 20 points, twice in the last 22 games? Come on. They have got to be able to do better than what they've been doing. And it's not about Joe Flacco, the person. This is about having the opportunity to see somebody else play starting quarterback. And if I'm the defense, I am applauding it, because now I feel like I have new hope.
Well, new hope is what they have to sell everybody on, right? It makes sense that you're not selling this on some outrageously qualified number 1 overall draft pick, like how Baker was the number 1 overall draft pick. I know that was controversial at the time, but when he was taken number 1, there's always going to be excitement around a first-round draft pick with those capabilities.
Right.
Dillon Gabriel is not that. That doesn't mean, hey, Brock Purdy Brock Purdy was what round was he? Was he the last player taken?
He's Mr. Irrelevant.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean that Dillon Gabriel can't succeed. Obviously, it's happened.
But you asked who would be disappointed, right, in the locker room? There's only two players that I could think that would even have a case to be disappointed, and it's the two tight ends. They're the only ones that could potentially stand to lose what they're getting right now.
Jerry Judy's fine with it.
Jerry Judy's fine with it. It doesn't affect Quinshon Judkins at all. Only Harold Fannin and David Njoku. And I'm not saying that it's going to go away from them. I'm just saying they're the only ones that have actually had any amount of success because of Joe Flacco right now.
Yeah, but that's also because of Kevin, too. I mean, Kevin's calling plays to tight ends.
And Flacco's the one, he's checked down into those guys a lot, and that's fine, And at least Fannon's been lining up in different spots. I'm not saying that they're going away from him. In fact, with the rookie quarterback, you still want to go find your tight ends, right? They're your safety valves. So they're the only ones that I would see right now. Even the guards, even the old guards are going to say, well, let's see what.
To the Cleveland Browns and their early Sunday game in London, you'll see Dillon Gabriel.
Kegs and eggs, right?
Come out and start the game, yes. Then third-round pick. Congratulations, rookie. Here you go. Here's your opportunity.
He got the window to be the only quarterback on TV. Well, and Carson Wentz, right? He's going to be the only one on TV at that time, so he'll definitely be featured in his first start.
And people should know, and the Browns put out a press release as well, so it's all official, that Joe Flacco is the backup this week. Shedeur Sanders is your third quarterback. Jeremy Fowler of ESPN said Gabriel's mobility and decision-making will help. Browns high on rookies Quinshon Judkins, Harold Fannin, Isaiah Bond, who can coalesce with a rookie quarterback. I still don't necessarily understand why they couldn't coalesce with a veteran. Like, what does that matter? And decision-making should help. We're basing that on what? College? Like, that to me is an assumption.
They've been working with him for how many months now? I mean,
sure.
He should be on the same page as the coach. I think
not in NFL games when your tackles are, getting paraded around. And
they got a new one.
Yes.
That's true. Is he going to be ready on Sunday?
Cam Robinson?
Hey, nice to meet you, Cam. I'm Dillon Gabriel. I'm the third-round pick of the Browns. Oh, I thought you were going in the fourth round. No, I'm a third-rounder.
There is one guy he might be a little bit comfortable with and just got promoted up to the squad was Gage Larvidan, right? So maybe, I don't know. I mean, they have to put him on the field to give him the opportunity to even be out there. But if I'm Gabriel, I've probably been working with Larvidan a little bit more than I have the other receivers in practice, and I wouldn't be surprised if he has a couple catches in this game. I don't know if he'll be a difference maker, but if you're Gabriel, you might be comfortable with Larvidan.
You think they're going to throw to him enough times that he gets a couple catches?
He might get one or two. Where's he sitting? I mean, is he the number 4 wide receiver
I don't
right
know.
now?
Tillman's on IR now.
Yeah,
right?
that's why. I think they're going to have to use him. I mean, you're talking about Thrash, who's been an underachiever, who I was excited about. I mean, Larvidan is kind of taking that Thrash, even though he was a free agent and one was drafted in the 5th round, but it's kind of the same path. Thrash hasn't really done anything yet. Judy hasn't done anything that we want to talk about. Isaiah Bond has just been open and not been able to get the ball.
Well, and not only that, we're talking about like rookies can, according to Jeremy Fowler, coalesce. Here's going back to one of the central problems you had in training camp is you divvied up all the reps.
Yeah.
So if you're assuming these guys are going to hit the ground running because they've established all that chemistry, no, this is the one quarterback room where no chemistry has been established because you're running 2 different football fields at all times. And so when I was questioning the wisdom of that in the training camp, now this is where the chickens come home to roost. We'll see. Hey, could be wrong, and Dillon Gabriel could be amazing. Brock Purdy hit the ground running in game 8 or 9. All right, we have seen guys that have been drafted, below the first round get opportunities. Gardner Minshew started 14 games as a 6th-round draft pick his rookie year.
That wasn't by design, though.
Good results.
And this wasn't by design either, I guess. It depends on who you're talking to on where Gabriel was going to be starting. I think the difference between those guys and Dillon Gabriel is, I think everybody around has planned on Dillon Gabriel to start at some point this year.
All right.
Nobody was planning on Purdy to start. Nobody was planning on Minshew to start.
Is there also a chance that Jack Conklin could be back? Remember, left-handed quarterback.
I thought he'd be back 4 weeks ago.
But if Jack is back, you'd feel a little bit more you'd feel more confident with a left-handed quarterback.
Yeah, well, that's a big. You're going to shift coverage. What does that mean for Brian Flores and his defense that's going to be coming after him? I think he is licking his chops. Personally, I think when he gets the news that that guy, the 5'9" quarterback, is going to be starting. I think Brian Flores is like, oh, okay. All right. I think I have some things he hasn't seen before. Meanwhile,
we had Tony Romo the other day talk about that as well. This is Tony Romo on that subject. It was more
this
about
was Jake Browning and the Bengals.
Yes.
Brian Flores, defense coordinator, just made a concerted effort to be like, this is not going to happen again. Him and Kevin O'Connell, and they shut the run down early in the game, and they put, the backup quarterback Browning into a position where he had obvious passing downs. And this is the last team you want to go against. It's like Star Wars out there. They come from everywhere, and you just don't know where to start with your eyes.
It's Tony Romo says, not exactly what you want, a backup going against that defense and that defensive coordinator. Meanwhile, Ian Rappaport, moments ago on the NFL Network, sharing the breaking news.
Coach Kevin Stefanski has just informed the team during a team meeting that Dillon Gabriel is going to start against the Minnesota Vikings in London. The Cleveland Browns are making a quarterback change. Joe Flacco, who is healthy but of course has struggled over the course of the last couple games, heads to the bench. He is now their number 2 quarterback. And Dillon Gabriel is going to be the starter. And for the Cleveland Browns, getting a look at the future right now is something certainly that is important to them.
So they obviously, the spark is something that I think, everybody's alluded to. Everybody thought I was crazy saying I'd probably stick with Flacco at least one more week. And who knows, if they don't win.
But why do you have to feel like
hold
you're
on,
crazy?
If they don't win that Packers game, we might have made this move a week ago, right? I mean, that was in play. I think they won the game, and Kevin Stefanski's celebrating in the locker room, and they're losing their minds about beating a Super Bowl contender, and then what, they're going to make a change.
Yeah. They didn't win that game because of Joe Flacco, though.
I think I will say, I don't know if Dillon Gabriel completes that pass and gets everybody lined up.
I get it, but they've been working on it.
You're right. That was a veteran play. I'll give that to Joe, too. Although I don't know why now you feel like you're crazy because you opened the show by saying you thought Flacco should start again this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Why? Why? But if you believe that, why would you change your mind?
Well, I haven't changed my mind.
Okay.
I think this is a mistake. I think Dillon Gabriel, a part of it is the bias I have against him. I don't think he's good. I don't think he was a good draft pick.
I'm excited.
Well, we'll see.
I'm excited that they're starting Gabriel, and it's not that I'm excited to see Dillon Gabriel. I'm excited that we're moving
different.
Forward.
Well, you want to find out if it was Flacco.
We're going to get our answers, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily moving forward.
I don't know that I'm going to like the answers.
Yes.
I don't know that I'm going to like the answers, but I'm excited to see that we're going to try to answer the questions differently now. And this week's answer will be Dillon Gabriel. And who knows how many weeks before the answer becomes Shedeur Sanders or the answer becomes Bailey Zappi
or
I'm not saying
why
that
can't
name.
He's on the roster.
I'm not saying his name.
He's on the roster. He's the highest paid player on the team. Like, you could say his name. It's not Myles Garrett, right? It's Deshaun Watson. That's the highest paid player in the game. Anyway.
You do think he's going to play this year, don't you?
Deshaun?
Yes.
With this move being made 4 weeks into the season, yes. We are your best laid plans oftentimes get laid to waste.
How soon until he goes into his 21-day window?
So explain the 21-day window.
So you can bring your guy. So if someone's on IR, you have a 21-day window to take them off the IR. You still don't have to put them on the regular roster, I don't think. And then you have 21 days to decide if you want to put them back on the active roster.
Look, rookie quarterbacks put themselves in horrendous positions in a lot of ways. We, as Browns fans, should know that. Now we've also seen it work. I mean, let's be honest. Baker Mayfield. I know it was a first-round pick, and it was the number 1 overall pick. Baker Mayfield came in and looked instantly better.
Yes.
So I do think there is a world where Dillon Gabriel, with no tape on him, and some scheming up, because we've seen Stefanski, like last week, schemed up the first drive. Maybe he can scheme some things up. Maybe the rollouts aren't as predictable, although you would think they'd be even more predictable now. But they got to think of the protections. They've got to make life easy on Dillon Gabriel. I don't think they're gonna feed him to the wolves, at least intentionally, the way the DTR was a season ago when he found out, like, very, very close up to the game that he was going to be the starter.
2 years ago when
2 years ago,
it was 10:30 and he found out, hey, you're starting in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous, the whole DTR thing. I actually think that part of this move might be because they do believe Jack Conklin can play this week.
Okay.
And if Jack wasn't there, maybe they would have gone with Flacco.
I think they thought he could play 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but again, this comes back to being a left-handed quarterback.
Jack's had him guessing each and every week right up until kickoff. Let's just put it that way. From some things I've been hearing. Yeah. Hey, let's go to Mike in Cleveland. Go ahead, Mike. How are you?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Good morning.
Morning.
Listen, how can you guys say we're moving forward, we're going to find out answers if you make Flacco the backup again, and then all of a sudden Gabriel have a bad game, what do? Go back to Flacco? I mean, that's going to really look stupid to the whole NFL and everybody that's watching the Browns to go back to Flacco.
That's when you come up with a mystery injury.
I mean, what about when
they're not going back to Flacco?
When are they going to try? No, I'm just saying, when are they going to try Shedeur? Give him a chance. It might be the best
after
guy,
Dillon Gabriel flames out.
You just said Flacco's going to be the backup.
No,
he is the backup this week.
We didn't say he's going to be the next one to start, though.
No.
Nobody said that.
Well, that's true. All right. Okay,
the team decided
Flacco
was going to be the backup this week.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, well, I hope Gabriel, at least I hope he does move the team.
Of course. Yeah, we all want, well, no, I shouldn't say we all. I think the YouTube comment section right now is hoping he falls flat on his face, so it expedites getting Shedeur Sanders in there.
It's way more than, it's way more than YouTube.
We can be honest. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
They found YouTube. They've been reacting, and we appreciate all the engagement.
It's an area for like-minded people to gather.
Yes, and that's what's been happening.